Lesson 10. The Sixth, Seventh, and Ninth Commandments. Objectives. At the end of this session, the student is expected 1. To recall the sixth, seventh, and ninth commandments. 2. To define sexuality, vocation, adultery, fornication, covet, faithfulness, modesty, and chastity. 3. To acknowledge the existence of sexual classifications outside God's original plan of creation. 4. To identify the three types of vocation. 5. To distinguish the practices that violate the said commandments. And 6. To assess one's understanding of what practices comply with the demands of the commandments. Review. Previously, we studied the fourth commandment and learned this commandment obligated us to obey our parents and other authorities with the responsibilities for our well-being. We also learned about the fifth commandment that required us to respect and honor the sanctity of human life at all stages of life. Lastly, we learned the Church's stand on murder, abortion, suicide, euthanasia. This week, we will learn about the sixth, seventh, and ninth commandments. The sixth and ninth commandments. The sixth commandment says, "You shall not commit adultery." The ninth commandment says, "You shall not covet your neighbor's wife." These two commandments are related in that they deal with the proper way to treat our human sexuality. The sixth and ninth commandments guide us to respect our own relationships and the relationships of other people. As human beings, God gave us our gender, the gift of being a man or a woman, and being true to our gender is our human sexuality. Through our human sexuality, at the right time, we share our life and pass on who we are in a most sacred and intimate way to fulfill God's plan. Sexuality. Sexuality is the gift of being who we are, a boy or a girl, a man or a woman. Sadly, because of original sin and man's interference with God's plan, humanity evolved into beings other than originally in God's plan of creation. Homosexuals, lesbians, transgenders, or bisexuals exist in society and are God's creatures too. The Church teaches us, through these commandments, to respect a person's dignity and sexuality. While everyone has the gift of human sexuality, every human being also has the responsibility to use that gift in the journey to reach perfection in heaven. While on that journey on earth, each one has a path to follow. The divine calling to follow the path to heaven is one's vocation. Vocations in life. In life, we determine who we are by the vocation we take. 3 options are open to take: religious life, married life, or life of single blessedness. All 3 vocations lead to perfect happiness in heaven when the choice in our discernment is made according to God's plan with the help of the Holy Spirit. The proper use of intellect and free will always plays an important part in our decision. For this reason, faithfulness to God's commandments must be foremost in our mind. From the sociology definition by othersociology.com, here are some definitions. Sex: biological traits that society associates with being male or female. Gender: cultural meanings attached to being masculine and feminine which influence personal identities. Sexuality: sexual attraction, practices, and identity which may or may not align with sex and gender. The sixth commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. Adultery is the voluntary sexual intercourse between a married person and a married person who is not the spouse. Consent of the other does not diminish the transgression against this commandment. Non-consent to engage in a sexual activity is classified as rape and is considered a crime. Fornication. Fornication is a voluntary, consensual, sexual intercourse outside marriage of an unmarried person with an unmarried person or with a married person. The Church teaches us, through the sixth commandment, to aspire to a faithful marriage, avoid sexual activity outside of marriage. The ninth commandment, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Covet is to desire wrongfully, inordinately, or without due regard for the rights of others. Excessive, uncontrolled desires lead to envy, lust, and rage. The Church teaches us, through the ninth commandment, to respect the sanctity of marriage. Qualities to develop. To follow the sixth and ninth commandments, here are some good qualities to develop as we mature. Faithfulness. Faithfulness is the quality of being loyal and reliable. When one remains true to one's vow and refrains from cheating, one is faithful and trustworthy. Chastity. Chastity means not having any sexual relations outside marriage. It also means fidelity to husband or wife during marriage. Modesty. Modesty is the virtue that moderates all the internal and external movements and appearance of a person according to his or her endowments. To be true to God's plan, one must be guided by the following principles. 1. Acknowledge and respect one's sexual identity. 2. Respect and honor one's sexuality and the sexuality of others. 3. Aspire to a faithful marriage. 4. Avoid sexual activity performed outside of marriage. 5. Resist cultural pressures. 6. Beware of fantasizing about another person. 7. Practice chastity. 8. Practice temperance and modesty. Read pages 104 and 105. The seventh commandment, thou shalt not steal. Stealing is taking or abusing the possession that rightfully and legally belonging to another. Possession can mean differently in many situations. Read page 108. Theft is a crime involving the unauthorized taking of the property of another, intending to deprive the owner of it permanently. Some crimes against the seventh commandment are theft, robbery, fraud, shoplifting, writing bad checks, and receiving stolen property. All forms of stealing disrespect the dignity of the human being, and these acts demand reparation to obtain forgiveness for that sin. Our church makes a difference. The Catholic Church, in its desire to give us examples to imitate, lifts up couples who remain faithful to their marriage vows and remain obedient to the commandments of God. The earliest couple canonized, Saints Timothy and Maura, died 287, were a young Egyptian couple martyred during the reign of Diocletian. More recently, in 2015, the Church gave us Saints Louis and Zélie Martin, the first married couple officially canonized together without other companions. They are the parents of Saint Therese of Lisieux. To teach us to respect all of God's creation, our church gives us the example of Saint Francis of Assisi. Read page 109. What difference does faith make in your life? The sixth and ninth commandments ask us to respect our bodies by living chaste lives and respecting the dignity of others. The seventh commandment asks us to respect the property of others and to be good stewards of our environment. The media has another view on the matter. Are you influenced by the media? Answer page 110 of your textbook. Personal assessment. What would you do? You have learned what the 6th, 7th, and 9th commandments demand of us to stay on the right path to heaven. If you were in this situation, check what you would do. 1. You are in a store with a friend, and when you both left, he nicked 2 candy bars without paying. Outside, he handed one to you. Choose what you would do. A. Enjoy your share of the candy bar. B. Refuse the candy and give an excuse for refusing. C. Reprimand your friend but enjoy the candy bar. D. Reprimand your friend and return them to the store with your friend. Number 2. Your parents allow you to bring your girl in your room. Because they trust you, they do not check on you. What would you do to enjoy your time together, and why? Do schoolwork together. Lock the door and play strip poker. Drink booze, sniff drugs, and watch movie together. Play a competitive video game or work on a project together. Number 3. 2 senior high school girls are vying for the attention of a college young man. And BYOB, bring your own booze invitation for a fraternity party was sent to both by the same man. If you were the recipient of the invitation, What would you do? Mark the choice or choices you will make. 1. Accept the invitation. 2. Consider the implication of the invitation and the expected outcome of the night. 3. Make an excuse to refuse to go. 4. Talk with the other girl what you have considered and express caution for the implication.